WWE Monday Night Raw Recap with Bobby Monsoon 215. We got the King of the Ring tournament continuing in Greenville, South Carolina. The show starts off with Drew McIntyre coming out and delivering some personal shots to CM Punk this week. He's continuing the feud. This is a great feud brewing between the two of them, and I can't wait to see what happens. He gets interrupted abruptly by who else? None other than Damian Priest of the Judgment Day. They have a little back and forth, and basically Damian Priest tells him, "You want the number one contender shot at the World Heavyweight title? You got it." Now, WWE doesn't specify if this is going to be at the King and Queen of the Ring or this is going to be at Clash at the Castle. A lot of people on Twitter and a lot of rumors backstage in the WWE is saying that this is going to be at Clash at the Castle. Drew McIntyre will finally get his moment over Damian Priest, but we don't know how they're gonna book it at the end of the day, so we'll stay tuned on that. Raw starts off with a Queen of the Ring qualifying match, Io Sky versus Shayna Baszler. Now, for this year, Queen of the Ring and King of the Ring, they have these diamond-studded crowns. This is something new, it seems they're implementing for this year, King and Queen of the Ring, and I'm all for it. I love changes, especially if they're good. The match was a regular back and forth, nothing to really write home about. Io Sky hits the over the moonsault off the top rope, 1, 2, 3. She advances in the Queen of the Ring. Now, what I really did like is after the match, Io Sky does an interview. I like to see Io Sky keep continuing to work on her English, work on translating to the American crowd. It seems like she's getting better and better, and I'm liking what I'm seeing from Io Sky right now. Keep up the good work. Backstage, you got Dirty Dominic Mysterio pitching to Damian Priest, trying to convince him that Carlito is a great addition to the Judgment Day. Right now, Damian Priest is not feeling it at all, and kind of gives Carlito that energy like, you know, get out my locker room before something bad happens. We'll see how this story unfolds later. Next, we got Gunther versus Kofi Kingston to see who's gonna advance in the King of the Ring tournament. Now, anybody with a brain in their skull knows that Kofi Kingston is not going over Gunther. I hate it when WWE books matches and outcomes and shows that are completely predictable. It's really annoying, it's really boring. I hope they pivot from that really fast. But make a long story short, Gunther beats Kofi Kingston, but it was a good match. Gunther sold very well in this match, and they kind of had you thinking that Kofi might have slipped away with it, but you know, at the end, no matter what happens, Kofi Kingston was not going over Gunther. There's no way they're booking that. Gunther has way too much momentum, and it doesn't make sense, to be honest. So Gunther advances in the King of the Ring, setting up for obvious Gunther versus Ilja Dragunov. We don't know, we'll see. Chad Gable backstage grilling the Alpha Academy. Let me tell you right now, Chad Gable is the 2024 Kurt Angle. With the PG era leaving WWE, the Netflix era coming into WWE, Chad Gable might have struck gold with Going Hill. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. Him chastising Otis, chastising Tozawa, chastising oh man, this is incredible. I can't wait to see what's going to develop out of all of this, and how are they going to turn this into just straight must-watch TV. Next, you got Bronson Reed versus Tozawa. Tozawa actually started the match with some momentum, but he starts the showboating gimmick that Chad Gable told him not to do, and what happened? Bronson Reed starts beating the brakes off Tozawa, jumps off the top rope, hits him 1, 2, 3. That was an easy win for Bronson Reed. I'm loving this Chad Gable storyline. He's in the middle of the ring chastising Tozawa. Man, I told you not to showboat. This is incredible writing. Who's ever a part of this one, kudos to you, man. In the backstage segment, we got Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. They're walking to the locker room, but they get stopped by Kathy Kelly, and Gunther just walks off. He doesn't even want to do the interview, and Ludwig Kaiser, he cuts this crazy promo / interview on Sheamus, saying he'll embarrass him, he'll expose him to the world, all type of shit. He'll beat his ass. I love Kaiser, man. He's perfect next to Gunther. I like what they're doing with him so far. I just hope they keep it up. And if he does feud with Sheamus, he needs to be going over on Sheamus. Sheamus needs to be putting Kaiser over, not the other way around. Backstage segment, you got Adam Pearce explaining why he didn't put Braun Breaker in the King of the Ring. He says he doesn't want to throw him in the deep end, which made absolutely no sense. Didn't want to throw him in the deep end, basically trying to say he had a lack of experience. But on the women's side of the Queen of the Ring, you threw Lyra Valkyria in the deep end, and it seems like she's doing just fine. That was a mistake from WWE Creative or WWE Writing or whoever's a part of that. They should have pivoted and made another excuse for Adam Pearce, because that made absolutely no sense. Speaking of Lyra Valkyria, the next match, Zoe Stark versus Lyra Valkyria. Now, this match, I'm not gonna lie, I was wrong on this. I thought Zoe Stark was gonna go over because she's the veteran. She been here. I didn't think they would be burying Zoe Stark any further than what they already been doing every week. But of course I was wrong. WWE does a lot of things good. One is making predictable outcome, predictable matches. Two is burying the fuck out of a talent. So they continue to do that with Zoe Stark, and she loses this match. I have no idea why Zoe Stark loses this match. Lyra Valkyria is young. She has a long way to go. She has a great future in front of her. Why are we rushing to push her to the top or push her to get over? I think in a few months the fans are gonna turn on her. They're gonna start booing her. She's just another version of Becky Lynch. We have one Becky Lynch already. Why are we trying to recreate this? We don't want it. But Lyra Valkyria, I like her look and all, but I just think that the writing behind her needs to pivot before the fans start booing her. She goes over though. She advances in the Queen of the Ring, and we'll see how that turns out. Next is a non-title match, Sami Zayn versus Otis with Chad Gable. Chad Gable told Otis before this match, look bro, none of the shaking the hips, none of the taking the shirt off, doing the worm, leave the goofy shit at home. Take care of business, hurt Sami Zayn, so at King of the Ring, I could have an easier job to try to get that Intercontinental title. Did Otis listen? Of course not. He starts to shaking the hips, he starts to worm, he starts to do a move off the second rope. Sami Zayn counters, haluva kick, 1, 2, 3. Chad Gable is furious. This is one of the best storylines WWE or Raw has right now. Back to the story, Chad Gable is fucking furious right now. So he's just chastising Otis in the middle of the ring. Sami Zayn looks back. He runs into the ring. He slams Chad Gable in the corner and about to hit him with a haluva kick, but he rolls out the ring real quick. So Otis is making sure Chad Gable's cool, and what happens? Chad Gable slapped the brakes off of Otis. Slapped that man's face off. That was hilarious. Otis is selling a sad look. You got somebody in the background of the crowd like, because he slapped the shit out of him, man. Like, this Chad Gable is gold, and they know it. Chad Gable turned the Alpha Academy storyline that was a fucking shit show into pure gold. Next, we got another non-title match. Dakota Kai with Damage Control versus Becky Lynch. Now, Becky Lynch is going to start feuding with Damage Control. They have a nice little match. Damage Control does what we all know what Damage Control does. Interrupt the match, interfere. Becky Lynch wins by disqualifications. Next, we got a #1 contenders fatal 4-way tag team match. The Judgment Day with Finn Balor, JD McDonough. We got AOP, we got the Creed brothers, and we got New Catch Republic. I'm going to be honest. You see one of these matches, you've seen all of these matches. These fatal 4-way tag team matches, they're great, but it's starting to become very redundant. I don't know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I think it's getting very redundant, but the ending was quite interesting. You got Carlito interfering in the match, hitting a backstabber on a commentary table. It seems like that move hurt him a lot more than it did the other guy, but hey, it helped win the match for Judgment Day, which I didn't expect to happen. Got in the good graces of Damian Priest backstage. Carlito's doing a good job. Carlito with the Judgment Day, I could live with it. Now let's get to the main event Jey Uso versus Ilja Dragunov. Solid match. The crowd completely pops for Jey Uso intro. Everybody is yeeting. They got their phones. France started that, and it seems like everybody's gonna tag along because it's just a cool scene. It's just a cool feeling. I'm really happy to see Jey Uso get his flowers like he is recently. Ilja Dragunov, he has a long way to go, but I see his future is very bright in WWE. They have a solid match. I thought Jey Uso was guaranteed to lose this. Gunther versus Ilja Dragunov is a certified classic match that we seen a few years ago, but we haven't seen at this new level both guys are at. I thought it was pretty predictable that they were gonna be facing in the next round, but I was absolutely wrong. Jey Uso goes over Ilja Dragunov. They have an incredible match. Ilja Dragunov misses the H-bomb, gets hit with a spear, gets hit with a Samoa splash. Jey Uso qualifies for the next round just to lose to Gunther. Now, I know a lot of people think Jey Uso might pull it off, but I'm not one of them people. I don't see them stopping Gunther's reign at all. And when I say reign, of course, he doesn't have the title now, but he still has the momentum of just a monster that he only lost about 6 or 7 matches in the past 3, 4, 5 years. I'm not sure the statistics, but it's something crazy like that. Bobby Monsoon 215, like, comment, subscribe. Speaking of 5, we just hit 500 subscribers. I want to thank everyone engaging, liking, commenting, disliking, showing love, trolling, criticism, hate. Like, I said like already, but y'all know what I mean, man. I appreciate it all. I'm here for it all, man. I honestly didn't think I would get even this many subscribers. I thought I'd have a handful and that'll be it, but this exceeded expectations. Whatever after this is a win. And once again, I thank you. I appreciate you for rocking with me. It's Bobby Monsoon 215. Like, comment, subscribe. Bah!